Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's A-Zone. No special intro, hopefully you guys are having a great day. I'm doing pretty mediocre myself. So for those of you who are new to the channel, make sure to like, sub, follow, all of that good stuff. Helps the channel grow, and for all of you returning viewers, thanks for taking the time out of your day to come see old Oldie on this side of the internet. Give me a couple moments to go and get myself set up on this side, and I will be right with you. Just need to go ahead and put on my tags as usual. For those of you who are first coming into the channel, tell me how you're doing today. Boy, let me tell you, I am very much looking forward to getting off of Daggerfall. Okay, we're loading up the 2 because I don't know if the 1 is going to work or anything, so just in case. And before we do anything, the first step is to make sure all my stuff is in my inventory. There's still the letter. Do I officially have this quest? Underking sent me to find a certain... I have 320 days to find it and return the casual pants. It was so much cooler when it was a dai katana and not just some casual pants. Because, you know, a cursed dai katana actually made sense. A cursed set of casual pants worn by the Underking, I can't see that causing a world-level catastrophe. Yeah, so that, I guess whatever that creature is, I like the tracking on it. Plus the fact that all the assets sit very well on it. I'm talking about that thing.
Oh.
I feel like today is going to be a nice, slow thing as I make my way up north. Yeah, I won't run into any towns or anything. It'll just be me and the open road for a long time. Yeah. If there's one thing that I've realized, it's that I don't think very many people want to see, like, a no fast travel run. I think people are interested because there is a no fast travel run. But I don't think people actually want to see a no fast travel run. They want to know that it's been done, and they want to know somebody has done it or is doing it. But I don't think they actually care to sit there and watch it themselves, because it's not the most entertaining of things. It's a thing that's done, it's more like a novelty item. It's like when you go into a gift shop and you're like, huh, I've been to the Grand Canyon. I better go ahead and pick out this tiny keychain that says, I went to the Grand Canyon. You know, everybody wants to go ahead and get the thing to be like, hey, I was there. But I don't think anybody actually wants to be around for the ride. When's the last time you checked on Ark? Really? Oh, you're going to do it. Have you updated Ark? Okay. Just want to make sure you don't try and roll in there and suddenly... Nope. Nope. Ba bum bum ba. Ba 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 ba. Well, anyway, I guess let's just continue reading the manual, because ain't nobody in my stream, and nobody's talking to me. Daggerfall user manual. Let's see. Bards. Common bard, seen entertaining in taverns, is the wandering storyteller, a singer, a dancer, and an all-around performer. Why the fuck would a bard? Like, I don't understand. I feel like bards in the world of Elder Scrolls just don't serve any purpose. See, warrior, the standard against which all classes are judged in terms of strength and versatility. As the name suggests, the warrior's milieu is physical combat. They're the ultimate fighters, capable of using any weapon, any armor, any shield. Strength and endurance are the most essentials. You know what I think was funny? I was looking through the manual, and I came across the rogue, right? And the rogue... Hold on, let me get up to this thing here. The rogue's primary skill is axe. So in the world of Elder Scrolls, rogues are considered axe users, not dagger users.
That is a little strange.
Let's see, men and women of honor. Let's see, a high personality for knights. Long blade etiquette and blunt weapons. Let's see, rangers are unchallenged in their environments. Supremely adaptive fighting men and women, sometimes guardians of the forest. They're supremely adaptive fighting women. I see. Let's see, archers specializing in long distance. Warriors who prefer close combat melee have called the archer's long distance attack dishonorable. But to the archer, it's efficient. They can't waste their arrow shots as conventional warriors can waste their strikes. Monks own their martial artistry to the superhuman mental discipline. Their bodies and weapons are one. Confined annoyances, shields, and armor merely gets in the way. To reject conventional weapons relying on hands or feet. Barbarians. Let's see, mages, use of thaumaturgy, sorcerers, healers, which is a subset of the mages. Which I think is weird. I don't know why anyone would play a healer in an Elder Scrolls game when you're the only person playing. I mean, I get self-healing is good, but I feel like you would just end up getting your ass handed to you. Battle mages, spell swords, night blades, getting a backstory, choosing your career path. Okay, these are all the stat stuff. Let's see. Re-rolling. If you're not satisfied with your attribute point distribution, you can re-roll. Because, yeah, I can definitely tell that they had intended this to be a tabletop. This is definitely not something that should have been, like... I mean, it's good that it's a video game, but you can clearly tell, after reading this manual, it makes so much more sense that this was intended as a tabletop and not, like, a video game itself. Skill descriptions. Let's see. The School of Archery is one of the 6 avenues. It concerns itself with magical abilities that change, often radically, the structure and composition of an item. Unlike the School of Illusion, alteration deals with actual change, not appearance of. Slow falling and shield are 2 types of spells. Why would slow falling fall under alteration? Are you altering gravity? Or are you altering your person so they fall, so they weigh less and fall slower? Let's see. Axe. Yup. Backstabbing. Blunt weapons. Destruction. Okay, let's try and move past these charts because there are many charts. Improving your miscellaneous skills become quite expert given the time, however, it's never easy to they will never be as easy to improve as your primary, major, or even your minor skills. Clear all skills you want to use. Okay. Otherwise, click the OK red button to start your thing. Click your name. Those are all your attributes. Minor, major, dodging, maximum health points, resistance to harmful, immunity. These are all the advantages, disadvantages you can have here. Iron, steel, silver, elven, dwarvish. That's so weird. So it counts mithril above orcish, even though orcish is definitely far and above better than mithril. Or, I mean, adamantium for that matter. I don't think I've seen adamantium, but I don't know if I've run into ebony. I think maybe once I've run into ebony, but that's about it. Huh? Maybe. Hey! Welcome, you guys. I've been playing Smash Ultimate. Nice. Who's your main? Also, how's everybody doing today? Sorry, I'm looking through the Daggerfall manual. It's very large and extensive. What I find very funny is it talks about, like, your skills and stuff. And here's an interaction that you should have. Because I added Adrenaline Rush to my Spy class, I noticed that the dagger on the skill advancement for my class has risen well above the middle point of the chart. I've decided that it's important enough that my Spy character rise quickly in levels, that I'll consider adding some disadvantages to the class. I consider restricting armor because spies are supposed to be more lightly dressed thieves, while bulking warriors. But then, I change my mind. After all, I may want to impersonate a hulking warrior one day. Instead, I choose the inability to regenerate spell points. In general disadvantage, holy shit. The inability to regenerate spell points, that would be... Why would you ever choose that? Seems like the people who did this, Kirby? I can't get myself to, like... I'm a Little Mac player. I do play some others... Huh?
I main Kirby.
You main Kirby? Luft mains Kirby. But, I am very much a Little Mac player. I really only find the biggest weakness of Little Mac is literally just his aerial game. As long as he is a good close range, long range, and mid-range fighter, he just cannot do aerial combat, that's all. Which is unfortunate, because I know a lot of players and characters tend to be aerial-based. If you ever feel like playing some Smash, I mean, I could share my friend code at some point. I'll have to go get it, but... Sure, it'd be nice to have spell points in reserve just in case, but it doesn't really go with my character concept. Besides, when I see a dagger plunge down the advanced skill, I know that I've made the right decision. Why? Huh? They're talking about this is them, you know, role-playing somebody deciding what to do with their character who they're going to role-play with in the beginning of the menu when they're making decisions. That's pretty hilarious. For example, spies are generally admired by the typical underworld gangster for their suave fare. So I add 5 points to my starting reputation among the underworld. I thought about giving myself a couple of points for my reputation with the nobility, since they're the people who employ spies, but I've decided against it. Nobles may respect and rely on spies for their affairs, but they don't like to see unemployed spies barging around their court. So I decided that this balance of their feelings about the spies to around zero. Peasants and scholars seldom employ spies and don't have much need for them. That leaves merchants. Merchants would probably not be adverse to using spies, but few of them could afford us. Among our other activities, we're the people who let the nobles know which merchants are cheating them. That sounds like good enough reason to give -5 initial reputation to merchants. It sounds like, because you gotta understand, when I was reading this manual, it really looks like they had intended this to be much more tabletop than anything else, because it doesn't, some of the way that they speak and approach the game doesn't feel like it's intended for video games, or they intended it to be a role-playing game where you could do all kinds of stuff. But this is the kind of game that introduces quests and has objectives and stuff like that. And sure, you can choose to ignore the objectives and do other things and not go about your business or what you're intending to do. But at the same time, you're fairly limited to the amount of interactions you can make. I mean, you could make your own, like, supervillain, just keep getting caught in every single area where everybody hates you constantly. Get yourself vampirism or lycanthropy, where you're constantly being hunted, and turn it into a game of survival against anything and everybody. But I feel like that's not exactly how this game can, you know, function. When you compare the custom classes, okay, hotkeys, forward, backward, left, right. Moving down while swimming is page down. Spellbook is backspace, which I already changed that. Status. Icon, strafe left, strafe right. Let's see, ready weapon, logbook, auto map. Traveling map, which I think I switched traveling map from W to V because I'm using the WASD skill, WASD, to move around. Playing the game. Mouse controls. Daggerfall has a completely customizable interface. You can choose which keys and mouse buttons perform which functions. There are even 2 different approaches to the mouse. The default interface is the one used in Arena. Some of the keys have been changed, so even if you played on Arena, please read on. The manual assumes that you are using the default Arena mouse interface and default key assignments. When your mouse is in the top portion of the screen showing the world of Daggerfall, it assumes the shape of either an arrow or an X. Holding down the left mouse button moves the character in that direction. The closer the arrow is to the edge of the screen, the faster your character will move. So basically it's assuming that you're actually going to physically tap to move and stuff like that. 2 more regions we have to pass through. I feel like traveling on land is so much faster than traveling on water. I know it's the exact same. It's not like it makes a difference, but it just feels different. Using your interface here, clicking icons, fatigue, magic, let's see, options, sunburst. Clicking on this brings your, let's see, wand, picking fingers, picking fingers. It's not called stealing. I mean, it is stealing, but the icon itself is picking fingers. Grabby hands, eye, and word balloon. Let's see, legs. Click on this display with, this will be the option to pull up menus, bag. I switched that from F5 to I. Maps, W or M. No, get out of here. Cross swords, readies your weapon for combat, or camping fire is where you're resting. Been playing sword. Sword. As in, like, sword art? Oh, or are you talking SOTOR? Yeah, there's gonna be bunny dodos everywhere right now.
Yeah, I understand that, but I remember when we did this last year, legit search for.
Yeah, well, the beaches should be covered in a lot of dodos.
The Bob bases are gone. Transfers.
Yeah, and now you can,
Prime real estate!
now you can just go around collecting all of these, they're heavy, though. There was one right next to you. Oh, Pokemon Sword. You got a Switch. Oh, cool. Who is your starter? I don't want to get any of the, like, outside of Legends Arceus, I'm just tired of Pokemon games. I feel like there has been no progress in the genre itself. The combat is the exact same combat it has been. It just doesn't feel good playing the game. I mean, you'd think that they'd have the technology to make it so you have a little bit more free roaming, like, Pokemon and battles and stuff, but it just... I don't want to have battle time wait systems. I'm so tired of I smack you, you smack me, let's get together and have a Pokemon party. I get tired of that. I would like real-time combat, and I don't want to sit there and wait until my Pokemon gets mega punched out of the sun by a fucking Shuckle. That's just how I feel about it, but nothing wrong with it. Just This performs a traditional compass function. Huh. Person. You can interact with them by stealing, grabbing, or talking and looking for description. Picks the lock if the character is close enough. Grabs a door. Look or talk. Reports if it's treasure chest. Steal or grab allows the character to take any item. So I can steal from dead bodies? Great. Let's see, building all modes. Combat. Sooner or later, you're going to have to fight. That is just a fact of life. I went with Sobble, but I threw it in my box to change up my lineup for some different types. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the starters that they've been coming out with, either. Um, call me old-fashioned, but, like, I feel like a lot of these starters just have not been very interesting. I mean, even the new ones, like,
Or a weed cat.
okay, it's a plant cat. It's,
I feel like the apple dragon would be
I would, I'm not a big fan of Apple Turnover Dragon. And then, you know, Wario Bird. Like, I would probably go with Wario Bird if I was going to go with anything, but I really... That's a problem. Wario Bird's going to have really big... If it's the water type, it's going to have double... It's going to have a double weakness to electricity. So, I cannot see that being a good starting choice. You know, all it needs is to see an electric rodent, it's going to fall out of the sky. Yeah, I don't know, the Apple Dragon seems okay. You know, the Plant Cat seems alright, but I just don't like these starters so far. Also, I kind of wonder what the story is going to be. I really hope it's... I know it's going to be the same formula. Hey, you there, child! Take this monster, go out into the world, beat up some gym leaders, and go fight the Elite Four. But it's so tired. Like, how many times can... Well, I guess we all did buy Modern Warfare. Well, all Call of Duties like a billion quadrillion times, so... I guess it goes to prove that you can sell the exact same thing with a slightly different skin many, many times. I am, however, very excited for Gundam Evolution. That looks fun. I know that Moist Critical was playing it, and yeah, it's basically Overwatch, but as a Gundam game, which I'll be excited to play. I mean, I haven't seen too much gameplay. I really want to know what their lineup's going to be. You know, I'm very excited to play things that I am forced into by the rest of the team, and not playing what I really would enjoy playing, because I have to go ahead and think about the victory. Alright, in Daggerfall, only a peculiar few people lead lives of quiet desperation. What the fuck? What is going on in this? The rest brawl. So if you're not fighting, you're living in quiet desperation. I see. Combat has a design to be quick and simple, so memorize these few instructions before a fight while traveling into potentially dangerous areas. Be sure to have your favorite weapon in hand. Pull out your readied weapon by clicking on that crossed sword when the fight begins. That's how you strike. Open your spellbook to fire a spell. Notes on combat. There are a number of combat-related skills, from dodge to critical strike to archery. All are activated automatically. You will automatically attempt to dodge any opponent's blow and to strike whenever an opponent... strike your opponent's accuracy. Because it's causing as much hurt as possible. You are playing for keeps. Am I playing for keeps? Zaku every day. Probably use a GM. I am just going to feel whatever I feel like plays best and kind of play for the team. I'm not gonna... Huh?
I can't punch out a buddy to obtain
Yeah, I'm gonna just play everything, play what I feel like, find what I like playing, and then, play into it. As much as I'd like to play some units over other units, if the team needs it, I am just going to play what needs to be played. Because I much prefer winning over having fun. I mean, definitely as proven by many of the game things that I've done. This is going to be a little problematic going into the dungeon, because I'm pretty sure it's a heavy dungeon, or it's a pretty deep one, and it's going to have a lot of stuff in there, so more likely than not, I'm going to need to spend some time outside of the dungeon. Sitting on the outside, waiting until the next day pushes over, so I can transform from a werewolf to my actual form. I could probably fight my way through it. I mean, the werewolf's hand-to-hand combat it's pretty strong. I mean, it can hit anything regardless of what it's hitting, so it's technically, I guess, considered Daedric. I just don't have the strongest hand-to-hand, so it doesn't do much damage, that's all. Almost about to cross the border. Yeah, we're making real good time here. Is this one? No, that's Yakalon. That's the main area. We are heading for this thing. And so we'll cross across that lake and then continue up. Do I have anything else that tells me I have extra time? Nope, that's it. Just the one quest that has time on it. From some of the gameplay that I've seen on Gundam Evolution, it seems like the Zaku will be relatively strong. Seems like it. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see exactly how things play out. I think some of the flyers are a bit unfair, if you want my opinion. I don't like a lot of these transforming mobile suits, because people are just going to put themselves in ridiculous locations. And then you're going to have to deal with that constantly. I mean, it is 3 times as well, so you could use that to get a lot of food. Okay. You can blame Gundam trying to compete with Transformers for all of those guys. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. It seems, especially when they're included in games where you're supposed to be fighting a whole bunch of dudes on the ground and stuff. I can understand hovering suits. I can understand space battles. I can understand ground battles and stuff. But when you have the mobile suits that are able to just transition to a flying unit, it seems relatively unfair. Especially in an Overwatch-style game, that's the worst kind. If I'm not mistaken, I think Evolution comes to both console and PC, so there should be a lot of gameplay because the beta test ended, I think, yesterday. But there should be a ton of gameplay out there, so if you're interested in seeing some of the gameplay, I would just go look it up. There's plenty of it out there right now. And then I think, obviously, I'll probably play on console. So, for anybody who is interested in looking for a Gundam Evolution team, please let me know. The bunny dodos tend to be weaker. Still tend to be weaker. Your best bet would, if you want to get a bunch of bunny dodos, would be to build a raft. And do that whole, like, ramp thing where you just get a bunch of them in one place.
That's what I was thinking about doing, but I'm like, do you just, like, herd them in there? Do you tame it and throw it in?
No, you can't tame them. You have to get rare. You have to rare flower them in because they won't go in on their own, or you punch them and run them into it. It's Easter season in Ark. So she's trying to go ahead and farm bunny dodos and stuff. I mean, there's plenty of bunny dodos everywhere. Like, really, there's no reason to throw them in a raft except for you don't want to spend a couple extra minutes. Huh? I mean, if you get really, really, really far away from them or let them sit there for too long, yeah. But, I mean, normally they're just there. No. It's the belly. Yeah, people, it looks like beach lizards don't spawn there very much.
I'm getting real proud of my base. I thought about streaming it, but like,
more likely than not, I should be at that dungeon in probably, what's the distance here? Probably about 40 minutes or less. I just gotta make sure I don't fall off this cliff here. I don't think it's anywhere near as steep as the mountains on the other side. Closer to Belfaria, but yeah. I've definitely had my fair share of let's go flying off a mountain at Mach 12. Oh, you were picturing it?
Yeah.
It's just as funny as it sounds, though. I'll just be, my character will be chugging along, and then suddenly all the ground disappears. And then you hear a "Ugh," as they die. You didn't even notice. That's funny. You're about to have a dodo. You're about to start breeding dodos is what you're about to do.
No, I don't want to breed dodos.
Why not? They're fast and easy.
I don't have a use for fucking dodos.
You don't have a what?
I don't have a use for dodos.
So? That doesn't matter. You don't need a use for dodos.
Listen, I'm not you and I'm not that guy on there.
You don't want to be Dodo Whisperer 2.0?
No, I don't want to be dodo whisperer. I guess the two that were here despawned.
They're fast and easy. What, dodos? Or are you talking about, what are we talking about here? Yeah. You got me. My mother was the answer. Fast and easy. Big got 'em. Guess I'll go ahead and clear out start cleaning. This is how we get computer-based learning. What, by calling each other people's mamas? You feel like you're being watched? No thanks. I don't care much for this dungeon, wherever it is. Actually, hold on. Let's see how big this dungeon is. Maybe I will... Nope, too large. Continue. Dungeon's very large. Alright, save, and then get my character to rest back up. I hate when I'm a werewolf because I travel slower while I am a werewolf.
That makes no sense.
It makes plenty of sense. I lose 30%. I lose 30% running speed when I'm a werewolf.
Why?
Because all of the gear that I have is magical, and the werewolf cannot hold items. So with my sword and board, which gives me my extra 30%, I can't use it. So I lose 30% whenever I transform. It might actually be better if I just, like... Yeah, I guess the amount of time that I would be... It would be better off if I just get rid of it as quickly as possible. Continue to keep running, then when it goes over to the new day... Just transform back and get my sword and board a bit faster. Dodington. Okay, so I should be able to go ahead and transform back now that my stuff is on here, so... There we go. Yeah, I think you should name it Dodington. How about Dodette? Is it a male or female dodo? Female dodo? Yeah, Dodette. Are you permanently just gonna move to the sea base, or are you gonna keep your bridge and everything there?
No, the bridge is gonna stay.
Oh, are you gonna metallic base your thing off? Completely put walls and everything too?
Oh no, that's just like a water sea area.
Hmm. Okay, now it should be a little bit faster, I think. We should be there in probably half an hour-ish. I think. Man, you know what I've really been dying to play? But I have nobody I can play it with is Returnal. The new multiplayer expansion they have for Returnal now.
Is that the spaceman thing?
Yeah, where it's constantly reviving. Yeah, that is exactly what it is.
How do you think? How's that looking like?
It just got a new update. That allowed it to be multiplayer, and they now added an endless tower climb. Where I guess the whole object is to try and get to the top. So, I don't know if anybody has gotten to the top, or if it truly is endless, but it just keeps going and going and going. And now you can play it with 2 players, which I think is really freaking cool.
Maybe when I get paid, I can pick it up.
I mean, it'd be enjoyable. You'd have to go ahead and complete the story, though.
Oh, I have to be able to do the story.
Yeah, in order to do the endless. Yep. So, that would be a pain. That would be a good, fun project.
I like how you're like, that'd be a pain, that'd be a good fun.
It's because I remember how painful it was doing my first completion in the game. It wasn't like bad. It was really enjoyable. But I remember the first time I completed it, I went through the game and I was like, yes, I finally beat the game. And then it was like, wait a second, I don't recall this place. Why does everything look different? And it was a completely separate section of the game, and I'm like, fuck! Because I had a part 2 that I had to go through that I didn't even know. So, I thought I was done with the game, and then the game promptly reminded me it is not that kind of game. Hmm?
Does that look Borderlands-y enough?
No. It looks cel-shaded, but not Borderlands-y enough. You need a little bit more... You need a little more lines in certain places. Because otherwise you're just doing cel-shading. Which Borderlands is basically just cel-shaded, but with extra details. The best way to find out if your artwork is actually Borderlands-y is look up Borderlands cosplayers, not just the artwork.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to add the lines to it.
Also, I turned off my controls special my controls like trigger functions for Borderlands because I feel like it's gonna tear through it, just like Returnal did.
Well, I don't destroy my controllers.
Yeah, I don't destroy my controllers either.
Yeah, but you definitely your controllers.
I press my fire button a lot because I have to fire the weapon I'm using. That's what destroys my trigger. I prefer semi-auto weapons anyway, which also destroys my trigger because it's pull equals shot. Just feel like semi-auto always allows me to go ahead and answer whatever problem I have in a more efficient manner. Oh, I had no idea. Apparently doing a swing in the game versus just clicking to stab completely changes, like, the kind of damage adjustment you can have. If you do a diagonal slash to the left or right, it increases your damage potential, but it's considered difficult to hit. If you do a horizontal left or right slash, it's your base damage. If you do a vertical chop up or down, you have a much higher increased damage potential. The same with the forward, which is difficult to hit, and then a forward thrust is a decreased damage potential, but it's easier to hit. So stabbing is easier to do than doing a chop. That is so weird. I would have never thought about that. Wow, so when you're doing a click function instead of actually swinging your sword by moving stuff around reduces your overall damage. That's real interesting to know. Damn, this manual does have some cool tidbits in it. Swimming, climbing, and levitation vertical movement. In special circumstances, your movement is limited to the direction on the compass. When you dive into a deep pool of water or cast levitation, you may choose to go up and down. Several other movements. Use your page down keys. No thanks. Jumping, float up. When swimming or levitating, float down. Sneaking. In default, hold it down to look around. Beware it does not change the movement the direction you are moving. Ah, so alt toggle sneaking was a toggle function, but you are forced in the direction you were going. When you dive into deep pools of water, you may sink or float depending on your swim skill and the degree you're encumbered. Wearing a full suit of Daedric armor is guaranteed to sink even the mightiest swimmer. Yeah, unless you're an Argonian like me. There may be little choice but to drop your heavier items to avoid drowning. There are, of course, certain forces of nature that may make this movement more difficult. When you are submerged underwater, a yellow bar appears on the right side of the screen. This represents your breath. Almost immediately, the bar will begin to drop. When you're almost out of breath, the bar will turn red. When it disappears, you have drowned. Let's see. Climbing. For moving up the walls. Surfaces to begin climbing. Move forward. After a while, you begin climbing. Hold down the mouse button and move forward. You'll notice that you slip and slide down occasionally. How often depends on your climbing skill. It is possible to fall down all the way and be injured, or die in my case. You may have a rope equipped to climb. You must have a rope equipped to climb down. Where the fuck do I get a rope from? This is my first time hearing about that. The fuck? Okay, I guess apparently you can rappel down with a rope. I had no idea. Levitating. Page down, page up. Dialogue. See, this is something it's... I know in the original Daggerfall, there are faces that appear in that tiny little box, but it looks like in the Unity version, none of those faces appear. There's plenty of combat, spell creation, traveling, but the heart of the game is dialogue. Sure, of all, like, the 20 people that I have talked to, through dialogue, you're able to... Well, I guess I've talked to a lot more people, but they've all told me to fuck off, because I'm an Argonian. You're able to gather information, receive quests, make friends, enemies, give information to others. To speak to someone, select the word balloon, and click on the subject with the cursor. If the person does not want to speak to you, you'll be given a message to that effect. Yep, I've been given that message many a time. Thank God, I just completed the limited time missions to get the new Zaku. It looks so dumb, but it has some neat gear. Ooh, which Zaku is that? I didn't even know they had any limited time missions right now. I mean, if that's the case, maybe I'll go ahead and... Maybe I'll go knock it out real quick. I assume it is not real quick, but, you know. I'm sure I'll do what I gotta do. It just ended like 2 minutes ago? Oh, well, never mind. Disregard that. It says until 22/4/13, 21 Pacific. That would be 9, so I assume midnight our side. I don't know, I'll check it out after. See if, you know what, as a matter of fact, let me make sure my Gundam Ops is actually updated. That's the first part to making sure I can actually complete it. Which it probably isn't updated and needs to update. I kind of do miss playing Gundam Ops. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. And it was one of the few games I felt like I was really damn good at. Oh, No Man's Sky just did its new update. You can now be a pirate raider, outlaw. Yeah. Yeah, you can now pirate raid. And you can get in squads with other people. Yeah. Maybe you'd be interested in it. You said what?
I don't have enough shit to do that. I'm still like in a duper beginning.
Anki is more rare than a death worm. I mean, I guess it just depends on where you're doing your Ankies at. You know, if you're going over to Herbivore Island, Anki is pretty prevalent. But if you're just strolling around through Scorched Earth and trying to find one, yeah, it might be a little difficult. More often than not, you'll run into a camel. Also, how you doing, hater? How are you enjoying the Easter event? I don't know if you're big on that or not. Wait, there's a Zaku 4? Is that what this is? Zaku 4? What the hell is this thing? Babe, look at this thing.
Look at that chunky boy!
That's the Zaku 4. Well, apparently it's limited time, so if my ass doesn't get one, I won't get one at all.
Is that a breaker?
No, it's an official thing.
You need one of those. I will put a little name tag on called Chunky Boy.
Are you talking like a thing? No, I don't think there's a unit for it. The Jagan. Wow, I didn't even notice all the freaking... Look at all the stuff they introduced. The Efreet Schneid. Wow, they introduced a lot of mobile suits since I've been gone. Look at this thing. Look at all these things, babe. super boxy. And then they got this thing.
What the fuck? Ooh, I like its head.
Yeah, those are GM units that tend to have the heads like that. Those are gyms. Zaku 4, yes. Zaku 3, Zaku 2, and Zaku 1. I knew about the Zaku 2s and Zaku 1, but... Oh. Battle Operations is now in the Unicorn era. I see. There's the GZ. Looks like a very weird looking... Very unique looking Gundam. Lead the charge with the first... What is this? Oh no. Are we gonna be heading to like fucking Wing era? Is this what's gonna happen? Are we gonna have Wing era Gundams? Are we gonna be dealing with like shit like... Ooh, that looks awesome! The Z Lulu? That thing looks so nice! I love it! Looks sleek. And it's got claws? Fuck yeah. That thing looks nice. Sorry, I'm just checking out Gundam Battle Operations stuff. I forgot there are underwater maps now. I am a huge fan of, like, Gundam Battle Ops. And it is safe to say I'm actually very good at it. I don't know about nowadays, it's been a little bit since I played, so I may be outclassed because I don't understand the new economy of mechs and stuff, but... There is also a mobile suit type that has active stealth camo. Oh man, that sounds horrific. Damn! Spring Festival, and then the Gundam Mark III. Jesus Christ, that thing looks bulky as fuck. Z Lulu is from Unicorn as well, and it's the Raid Neo Zeon unit. Okay, listen. So I'm watching the original Gundam all over again, and I'm just kind of, like, I feel mad. The more that I am watching this, the more upset that I feel about it. Because, like... The Federation, they're just assholes. I don't understand why anyone would even side with the Federation. Like, they are just complete assholes. Sorry, I couldn't make it to yesterday. I was watching. Nah, no issue. Don't worry your pretty little face about it. You're all good. We're just talking Gundam here because, like, I'm watching the original Gundam again. Just because I don't remember enough about it. And I'm kind of mad because, like, I can't understand why anyone would want to side with the Federation. They're assholes. All of their officers are assholes. Amuro is a child who has no fucking clue, throws temper tantrums, and instead of throwing a temper tantrum and being like, I'm gonna go and leave White Base on my own, he's like, I'm gonna leave White Base with Gundam. Because it's mine. It's my toy, and I'm taking it with me. I'm just like, they would have shot Amuro by now. Regardless of how good a pilot he is, he would have been shot. So it kind of bothers me. Obviously, I feel really incensed about it. But, like, man, Amuro pisses me off. What a freaking child. I get that he is a kid, but Jesus. Nice.
I called that first official chapter first contact.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why different Gundam series not related to Xeon. Their space colonies declare war on the Federation, like Victory Gundam. The colonies declare war for independence as well. Yeah, it's just, I can't get behind the Federation at all. I can't. Like, everything that they're doing is just wrong. Especially the way that they treat everybody. God forbid you be from Mars or any of the other space colonies that aren't Earth. Ah, you little weakling baby. Ah, I could punch you and your bones are gonna break because you're not even from Earth, you little whiny, like, I just don't understand it. It kind of bothers me. And I'm sitting here watching it and thinking, man, I hate Amuro so much. We just got to the place where I think we're a couple episodes off of the goof showing up. So it's shown up about 2 or 3 times now. It's funny because Luft was over here and she's like, that's the goof? That's the thing with the scorpion whip thing, right? And even I didn't remember it had the scorpion whip thing, but she remembered. So I think she's better at this whole Gundam thing than I am.
That is absolutely not true.
You would remember a lot of these things because you may not remember what they do, but you remember them by their characteristics, like parachute pants or scorpion whip, or isn't that the little thing that always gets blown up with the one eye? Which is how you refer to the Zakus.
No.
Zeta Gundam, the Federation split into a civil war because of the war crimes of the Federation. If I'm not mistaken, I have a chart up on what I should be watching. I think Zeta is next. Let me see. Daggerfall. My Tiny Tina's Wonderland updated list here. If any of you guys play Tiny Tina's Wonderland, if you check out the subreddit, I do have a giant spreadsheet on how the spells work, what they do, prefixes, suffixes, stuff like that. So feel free to stop by and use it if you need to. It's open for download for anybody who wants to take a look at it. You also have all the side series that happens between series as well. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of, I've got a list of the, quote, proper order in which to watch the Gundam series in. I know I'd have to watch, like, Origins and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm gonna go about that, but yeah. And I believe at the end of the series, there was one that was released really recently that's considered, there's 2, I guess, that were released. One is considered the ending to the story, which is a branch, and the other is considered a continuation of the original timeline. Okay, we can correct and head straight north from here. Also, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Fushroda, Dragon. 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 Skyrim. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to keyword my video. Hey, Diego. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself? As for the progress, I am almost at the dungeon that I need to be at. I'm gonna have to go through this thing again for a second time. Knock this dungeon out. Then turn around and go... turn around and then go to, go right back to where I came from. So, yeah, it's pretty much... That's exactly what I'm doing. Just running there to complete it. Hold on, am I here? Did I overshoot? Nope, I'm close, but... I am glad to hear it. Yeah, if I wasn't on this mission and I was on my way to Belfaria, I'd probably be doing a little bit better. But no, I'm doing fantastic in real life and everything. Where is it? Oh, straight. With a slight turn. I assume that's it on the horizon. That's slightly blotting out the horses passed this way recently. A bird calls nearby. Alright, so. Always go in with full stuff. Change my equipment out to my Daedric Katana. Let me go ahead and put stuff into the wagon. So that way I don't have a whole bunch of stuff sitting on me. Okay. Move these arrows. We're going to remove the gold. 32,000 gold. Alright. Now let's go in. Alright, so we're going to... I'm on run 7 and it's going great. I'm glad to hear it. Hey, it's also Easter. For any of you guys that are still playing Ark, it is Easter time, so, you know, get out your bunnies, go grab some eggs. Hopefully you get what you want. Bump. Okay, let's see. It probably doesn't show me, because I haven't... Oh! Wait a second, does it have the entire thing open? Aw, you freaking bastard. It does have the entire dungeon open. What the heck? This freaking... Okay. I'm mad. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember this. This is kind of a pain in the ass because of a lot of elevators and stuff. Okay. Grab this and... I guess we'll grab whatever we can while we're here. We'll chuck out the mithril if we need to. But I'm kind of... Man, that's upsetting that I have to do this whole damn thing, even though I already have the whole dungeon unlocked and clearly I've been through it before. Oh, yeah, I forgot about these mages. They were also a big pain in my ass. See, you failed to realize that you can simply uppercut your problems away. No problem, no problem can't be solved with the simple haymaker. If you don't grab 100% of the loot, I'm gonna be disappointed. I don't grab 100% of the loot. Listen, I'm not even that worried. I'm just going in there, grabbing what I think is valuable, aka either the gold or stuff that matters. I'm not too worried about how much money I'm making. I've got enough to go ahead and slowly upgrade my gear as I need to, piece by piece, and that's about it. Also, let me go ahead and switch this over to to YouTube so I can actually see her. But it's a Lootapalooza. I mean, not if they're giving me garbage. If they're handing me some leather armor, I'm not gonna pick that up. You think I would deign to reach into somebody's dead corpse over leather armor? What kind of peasant do you think? But seriously, just get a small loan of $1 million from a region you only visit once. I suppose I could do that. That is an option. Okay. Let's see. Why does my YouTube have 10-hour... Oh, soft seagull noises, right. That's my fault. Let's see. It's so hard to navigate this whole, like, area. Super big pain in the ass. I've already been here once, so this is why I'm more mad about everything. Is that I have to do this a second time. Oh, shit. Get out of here. Nope, nothing in there. Alright, where the heck am I going now? I think I go up? I'm pretty sure I go up? Yeah, so let's go up this way. I'm pretty sure up is the way to go. Jeez. No, 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 no. You leave that shaman alone, not because I like the orcs, but because I need the kill. Also because orcs tend to have good stuff on them. Nope, nothing. Garbage. Okay. I'm trying to remember where I went, and I believe this is... There's a lot of up movement, so... Pretty sure these are the correct ways to go. You are amused by this lock. Maybe I should use my lock picking. Well, don't get the chance now. Alright, so... Going left? I believe there is a door? Yeah, there should be a door here. Alright, grab this. Is the dungeon randomly generated? I believe it's a story dungeon, so it's not. And that's probably why it's still the exact same. But this is one of the most recent dungeons that I've encountered, so I think that's why it's still here. I don't know what the limit is, but I think there's only so many dungeons that you can encounter. Until it kind of just wipes out your dungeon progress. I think, anyway. And that's a fake door. Where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? I think I just continue going straight. Maybe? I know that I need to get to, like, this area over here. So I will turn this left. I'm gonna let them two fight. Not interested in it. Okay. I know there's a big room over there. Past, and then we're gonna go through here, I believe. So we'll just keep going around this thing. Just let them keep doing their things over there. Keep attacking each other for no reason. I believe it is up. I don't know. Like, this is the part that got confusing as fuck. I think this is the chamber I need to go to. So I should just be able to go up that way, turn the right. I gotta figure out a way to get into that chamber. Had to close that gap, otherwise he was gonna just keep blasting. Map. Okay. Thanks. You too. You're also gonna blast me. Man, these spell dudes, they really know how to put some damage down, don't they? Okay, yeah, we'll just keep going down this way. I might be able to go ahead and climb the shaft. Climb the shaft. Yeah, but if I can just go through over there, climb this shaft up, that should take me to the chamber I need to go, rather than having to do all kinds of crazy stuff, unless it's completely blocked off. Oh, God, which it looks like it is. Am I at the... No, I'm not. Okay. Okay. Let's just hope that it isn't some giant puzzle again that I have to solve. Because I'm pretty sure I hated having to solve that puzzle the first time. Ah, heck. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll do it this way. Almost died. And I am pretty sure that takes me almost directly to the chamber right here. So that cuts out a whole bunch of, you know, moving around that I don't have to or want to do. Grab this mithril. Save. There's a vampire in there. And we're both banging on both sides here. Ancient vampire. Steel staff, and a sash. We'll not worry about the sash. Jesus, scared the heck out of me, Gargoyle. Don't you ever do that again. Ooh, this is nice. Look at this. And a nice set of armor on him. Let's grab this. What else we got in here? What else you got? Oh, vampire. Anybody else? No? Alright. Let's check all these loot piles. Before we move along here. Take the Daedra heart. Oh, I guess dragon scales are worth a lot. Maybe I should hold on to those too. Per weight, they're not that bad. Alright. I think now I have the casual pants of pants. Clothing and stuff. Magical items. There it is. The cursed magical pants. I literally have them. So now we may go. I gotta get the heck out of here now. Which I think was relatively easy, but... You know what? I have a lever here. There's no need for me to do this. Okay, now I just need to go back the way that I came. Which I think goes this way. This way? Just looking for open doors and stuff. Oh, well, that's the wrong way. Yeah, this way, because that's the dead-end red door that doesn't go anywhere, that just looks like it's going somewhere. This way, because we're going down. Going for this door. I can hear you, you evil bitch. I'm not going that way. This is the wrong way, I think. Well, disregard. That was the right way. And then out we go. You would be challenged by this lock. Hey! I can actually work on my lockpicking a little bit. Saint's hair weighs nothing for its price. Alright, now I should be able to... Is it this way? Not that... Oh, hold on, let me check that. Staff. Oh. Ectoplasm isn't worth it. Neither is Wraith. Dragon Scale, though. I mean, I guess Dragon Scale may not be worth it. I mean, it's a kilogram for every 100 gold, which isn't really that good. I mean, it's okay, but you'd be better off getting things like Saint's Hair. Let's see, so it'd be 200 something? Yeah, Gorgon skin, dragon skin. I mean, that's pretty hairy, pretty heavy for its price, so. Dragon Scale I don't think is going to be worth collecting, just because it's £3. So it's about 100 gold for, it's how I measure stuff in Fallout. The price that I can sell it for versus its actual weight. Alright, out we go. Now. Who is Leon? What do you mean? Who is Leon? Alright, we're gonna save this one as Ocean making sure it, well, we'll save this one as, you know what? Underking save. We'll save it as Underking save and hope that it does what it's supposed to do. Now, we are going straight south again. There is a picture of a guy named Leon in the treasure pile. I have no idea. It was probably just some random dude. Maybe it was a self-portrait. Maybe it was some noble photo. I don't know. Leon was a noble of no... You know what? Let's make a backstory. Leon was a noble of the small district within the realm of Skyrim. He eventually moved on and was exiled by his people, moving to the Hammerfell region, where he settled down with his wife, Isabella von Snordelstein. Isabella von Snordelstein and the Baron, they both decided they were going to live a nice, pleasant peasant life, making do with the riches that they had from when he was exiled from it, given a small bounty on which to live. They made do by planting crops, and eventually, a thief in the night stabbed them both and made off with a painting of himself. There you go. That's where that painting came from. It was a noble named Leon who was exiled from Skyrim, who went to go live in Hammerfell, and found himself stabbed to death in the night by insert generic thief here. That's who it was. May our newly named Leon the unfortunate noble, rest in pepperonis. Excuse me. Ow. Stabbed to death by some Argonian filth. Hey now, you can't assume it was an Argonian. Listen, those thiefy hairy bastards, the Khajiit, tend to be the thiefy hairy bastard kind, okay? At least we have the decency to stab somebody from the front. Those Khajiits don't even know that people have a front side because they're so busy sticking knives in their backs. Man. Us humanoids can't even bind together in times of tough times. Yeah, but literally from here on out, it is just run. I mean, hell, I may even leave the game up just to ensure that nothing happens to it. Let's see. So, looking at the thing, it says 4/14 of 22, which is Thursday. So, today would technically be the last day, and it looks like it's to get the Zaku 2 Stutzer. And then round 2 is after that to the 28th, and that's to get the Daku 2 Stutzer level 2. So, there you go. Just looked it up. I have been off so long, it's giving me this Khajiit.
This Khajiit heard the Dark Brotherhood was after Leon. This Khajiit take it upon himself to go at him for kill him. This way Khajiit get paid by Dark Brotherhood. Yes?
Welcome back, Demon Pumpkin. How you doing? Yup, I'm just on my way back from that quest, and, yeah, this time I will probably end up just leaving the game open, just to make sure that it stays there. You sound like Adar. Hold on, let me take a look at this. A Nord in Oblivion who likes to stir trouble with the Khajiit and Argonians, depending on your race. He'll side with the other one, with one of the two races. Huh. I think my favorite is probably Maik. I think that's his name, Maik the Liar. Why would you give me this? I already have so many of this. I don't think you can catch the virus that many times. I'm pretty sure you build up antibodies and have an immunity to it for so long before you catch it again. You can't, like, catch it, like, 2 weeks and then go, like, 3 weeks and then catch it again.
It stays in your body for at least 3 months. You won't be able to catch it again.
You said that this is actually your 3rd time you've told me you've had it. Not the 2nd. I took a note last time because I was like, that's very unusual. Yeah, if there's one thing, I really do kind of miss Battle Ops. Maybe I should play a little bit more Battle Ops. It was very enjoyable. It was fun. I had a lot of fun, like, advancing through the ranks, and I was pretty damn good at the game. Alright. Yeah, I think when Gundam Evolution comes out, I will most likely switch to that as my primary game for a long time. As much as I enjoy some of the other games and everything, Gundam Evolution is a game that would probably suit my particular tastes. I'm doing okay. You know, okay, I'm doing mediocre. Let me be straight here. I can't exactly say I'm doing fantastic, because, you know, I feel okay, but I'm just like, whatever. But I am alive. It's not like I'm doing terrible. But yeah, I'm hoping that this time it does not mess up. Like, that's a lot to redo and everything, so what we're gonna do is, from here on, until I turn in this quest, we are going to be making completely new saves. What is that? Oh. You won't be watching along? That's alright, I understand. You know, most of the time people come in, they watch for a few moments, and then they see that it is me running across a plane for the next few hours, and most people tune out anyway, so it's all cool. No one is pressured to watch this if they don't want to, or they can't. And I know that life definitely takes priority over some guy on the internet. Well, some lizard on the internet moving quickly across the thing. I actually wouldn't mind doing this in a single sitting if I didn't have a job and I didn't have to go to work, or if I had time off where I could do this. I would probably do a single sitting run where I do nothing but do this non-stop and just broadcast 24 hours until it's finally done. Are we centered here? I mean, we look centered. Alright, we'll catch you later. It looks centered, but is it actually... There it is. Okay, now it's centered. Yeah, so from here, all we have to do... I've kind of lined it up. The tomb itself is almost directly north of where I need to go, so all I need to do is head straight south. And I should hit immediately into the place. And since I should be able to just run without any worry about running into anything unless, you know, I have to stop for the night and then get attacked by insert enemy here. I should be able to just straight up run. Ordered a Zaku Sniper 1 Yoem Kirk's version. That's pretty cool. Oh, hey, hun. Do you know if you work tomorrow? Okay. The new Fantastic Beast comes out tomorrow. Oh, okay. Well, we'll hold off on that then. That way you can see that Johnny Depp is obviously going to be a much better Grindelwald than Mad Madsen. No offense, Mads. I'm sure you're never going to see my stream, but still. I thought about actually trying to put together a Gundam, like, put together one of my models while I'm doing this, but then I realized how bad an idea that would be. There's a brunch screening of Fantastic Beasts. Brunch screening of Castle in the Sky. Kiki's Delivery Service.
Wasn't a big
Pompoco, Ponyo. Damn, they're doing a lot of events. Porco Rosso. Spirited Away. Fucking overrated. Ugh. I get so tired of hearing everybody be like, Spirited Away is so great. It's
a lot of
okay.
introductions to who's gonna be
I guess, but it's an okay anime movie. Like, it's not even the top of the chart. You already saw one of my favorite films by them. Oh, that's right, they're showing Hot Fuzz in May. Nicholas Uncaged. The mystery double feature. Heck yeah, I'd love to see that. Okay, if you guys didn't know, there is a movie coming out about Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage in a movie. I'm very excited to see it. I mean, at least it's going by quickly. Then... let's see... okay. Trying to take measurements, figure out how long everything is gonna go ahead and take to get from one place to the next. The first Ghost Rider was Nicolas Cage was alright, and the second one was terrible.
Yeah, the second one was really
I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I don't think Nicolas Cage is a bad actor, but man, does he just... he's got a mind of his own when it comes to some of these things. I'll say, what was it? Willy's Wonderland? Was that the one that came out? Yeah, something like that. That film where it's basically the FNAF thing. I thought that was pretty funny. You could definitely tell it was like... you could definitely tell it was inspired by FNAF. Especially because the energy drinks were called Punch. Okay, well, that was the script, apparently, but you could definitely tell, considering the energy drink he had was called Punch-Out, and on the dot, he would be drinking it. So, yeah. That was really funny. Yeah, apparently the comic book series came out, but it looks like it's still the exact same thing. I was kind of hoping that it would be a little bit more to it, rather than just you know, the exact same thing that you saw in the film. You know, the janitor versus everything else. Unfortunate, but it's not a bad film. I mean, it's a really bad film, but it's good bad. Yeah, I think in the local movie theater we have out here, they're doing like a Nicolas Cage like showing. I think a whole bunch of like features and double features and stuff like that, all starring Nicolas Cage. So I'm pretty excited for it.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
You did. They picked you up for like half a second.
I just got up and stretched for like half an hour.
Are you hungry?
Nope.
Here.
No, I'm not. I'm okay.
I thought I would be hungry enough for two, but I'm not. Also, I made them a bit too salty.
Okay, listen. You can never make things too salty. No. There's no such thing as too salty. National Treasure is amazing. I'll agree, National Treasure is a pretty good movie. Let's see. What Nicolas Cage movies does he star in? Let me take a look at his entire filmography. So, the new Nicolas Cage movie, in case anybody wants to go see it, is called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Which looks hilarious. Okay, let me see. IMDb. Let's go back. Take a look at this man's entire career. Wow. He has acted in 110 movies. He's directed one movie. Let's see. He's also part of 8 soundtracks, and he has helped produce 17 different movies. I think a Theory is better than a Bronto in collecting berries. I'm pretty sure a Bronto is better, even if you can get a Theory that's more efficient at collecting berries. A Bronto's tail swing takes out everything in the area. So, it really just depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to go... Do you want her to claim that? Or is that hers now? Is that hers? Loved. Alright. Well, I guess that's gonna be your stuffed toy now, girl. Because you laid on it. But yeah, a Bronto is better just because it has a larger sweep and can collect more at a time, I think. But it's situational. Nobody wants to keep a Bronto around just for berry collecting. I mean, most people just keep it in a cryopod, throw it out in the middle of some place, and then hop on it and swing and then put it away. Okay, let's go back to the bottom here. Untitled Nicolas Cage, Amazon Sony production. Untitled, The Best of Times in 1981. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. As Brad's Bud. And at that time, his name was Nicholas Coppola. He was actually not Nicolas Cage, so he must have changed his name to Nick Cage. Then Valley Girl, Rumblefish, Racing with the Moon, Cotton Club, Birdie, Boy in Blue, Peggy Sue Got Married, Raising Arizona, Moonstruck, Vampire's Kiss, Never on a Tuesday, Time to Kill, Wild at Heart, Firebirds, Introduction to Symphony No. 1, The Dreams of the Broken Hearted, Zandalee, Honeymoon in Vegas, Amos and Andrew, Red Rock, Deadfall, Guarding Texas, It Could Happen to You, Trapped in Paradise, Kiss of Death. I believe Kiss of Death was the first Nicolas Cage movie I ever saw. See, Leaving Las Vegas, The Rock, Coppola. I mean, that was his, apparently that was his name. You know, that's what he is credited as in the movie, as Nicholas Coppola. C-O-P-P-O-L-A, but yes, close. Or C-O-P-P-O-L-A, not double L's. But yeah, apparently that's his, that's what it is. Theory is kind of faster, and it's better than taming a Castro Bronzo because he can collect. Yeah, I think Theory is, I think, it can collect less, but it has the capability to be a Swiss Army knife. So I think if you don't want to go ahead and get the specialized creatures, having a Theory is just better overall, because berries, thatch, wood, it can pretty much cover your bases. Yeah, and hide as well. Let's see what else we got in here. Leaving Las Vegas, The Rock. I remember seeing him in The Rock. Con Air. I think Con Air was most people's introduction to Nicolas Cage, because people remember him from there. Or Face Off, also being another big one. City of Angels, I've seen that. I've seen Snake Eyes, It's Been Forever. 8mm, Bringing Out the Dead, Gone in 60 Seconds, the new one. Family Man, Captain Corelli's Mandolin, Christmas Carol, Wind Talker. I don't think Wind Talker was a bad one. Sunny, he starred in, but also directed it. Adaptation, Matchstick Men, that was pretty good. National Treasure. Lord of War, I thought was like... I thought Lord of War was great. That was a really good movie. Weatherman, I haven't seen that, but I hear a lot of good things. Ant Bully. Wicker Man, World Trade Center, Ghost Rider. Man, Ghost Rider came out in 2007. Grindhouse. Oh, I didn't know he was in Grindhouse. I have that on my shelf. Werewolf Men on the SS. Next, National Treasure, Book of Secrets, Bangkok Dangerous, Knowing, G-Force. It's that movie about the guinea pigs. Brad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Astro Boy. I didn't know he was an Astro Boy either. Holy shit.
I think he voice acted in that.
Yeah, Dr. Tenma. Kick-Ass. Did you guys know Nicolas Cage was in Kick-Ass? What? He's Batman? Sorcerer's Apprentice, Season of the Witch, Drive Angry, Seeking Justice, Trespass, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Here it is. That's where everything went downhill.
Yeah, they made him act like a fucking lunatic in that. That's why.
Stolen, Frozen Ground, Crudes, Joe, Rage, Outcast, Left Behind. I didn't know he was in the Left Behind series. That's interesting. Dying of the Light, Runner, Pay the Ghost. None of these I have heard about, which is The Trust, Dog Eat Dog, Snowden, Indianapolis, Men of Courage, Army of One, Arsenal, Vengeance, A Love Story, Inconceivable, Mom and Dad. He's got a lot of movies that I just never heard of. Dark, Mandy, Looking Glass, 211, Teen Titans Go, the movie. He was the voice of Superman in Teen Titans Go. That's hilarious. I mean, in Teen Titans Go, I can absolutely see that. Also, I assume you're giving her that?
No, but I don't mind if she's writing on it.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, he was the Spider-Man Noir. I forgot about that.
Aw, it's your chance. It's your chance.
A Score to Settle. Hold on. I'm trying not to get, she was about to kick. You could see it.
Get it?
Yeah, a few of them, actually. We finally got a picture of our dog. She does not like letting us take photos. Color Out of Space. I really want to see that, because Color Out of Space is an H.P. Lovecraft book, so I'd like to see what they did for it. Running with the Devil, Kill Chains, Primal, Grand Isle, Jujitsu, The Crew, Nutter Crudes, maybe Prisoner of the Ghostlands, Willy's Wonderland. Yeah, that's what it was. As the janitor. And then he recently he was in Pig, and then the new movie Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And he's also in another movie, well, he's in a few movies actually. Butcher's Crossing, The Retirement Plan, The Old Way, and Renfield, where he plays Dracula. Nicolas Cage playing Dracula. That sounds hilarious. Okay, let's see where we are. Getting close to the bottom. So, in about 15 minutes, we've managed to travel from here to, what, just past the lake? Just at the lake. So I think from here, we can probably travel from here to here in about 20 minutes. It's not bad. Not bad time at all. I think run 7 is going to be the one. You're doing good so far. I'm glad to hear it. Hopefully nothing comes out of nowhere. I will not wish that upon you. Just do your best. Yeah, it should say I still have, like... It says I have 318 days to finish out this mission. I am just going to book it without even worrying about doing anything else. Because God forbid I get screwed again. You have gold skin?
Yeah, something that I can pick up.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a bit much.
So, at any point, do you just have a recall point set so you can teleport back instantly? No, I haven't had any recall points set anywhere. You know, because if I was using the recall spell, it would basically be the exact same thing as fast traveling, just without the cost. So I have no recall points anywhere. I have nothing set up. It is just purely running. or, you know, riding a horse. But yeah, no spells. We talked about it early on that I would consider spells fast travel, just because if I were to set a recall point, it's no different than if I were to go ahead and click a button and then say, hey, let me go over to this place. Finally ate all the candy in this now I have a sippy cup. Hard disagree on the recall thing. I mean, it's up to interpretation at that point, but I mean, if I set a recall point somewhere, what's different from casting a spell that takes me a long distance somewhere without walking than if I were to open up my map and then click a button and then hit fast travel? Like, to me, it would be the same thing. That's why I said, I mean, it's all up to interpretation at that point, but early on we established that recall would be considered fast travel for this run. That's why you see me running through dungeons and not putting a recall point at the beginning of a dungeon and then warping my way out. I would argue the limitations on recall, having to go to a first point and set it. I'd use recall to loot everything, though. See, and that's your way of doing it. I figured because anything that forces travel that cuts out points of travel like that. Yeah, that's why. I mean, because it's been brought up a couple times, actually. Near the very beginning, like, I think when I was in the first dungeon, or maybe the second dungeon, somebody brought up recall, and I didn't know what it was, so I had to look into it and everything. And I considered recall fast travel just strictly because if I were to set the point and then recall to it, yeah, I would consider it fast travel, just on the way that it's done. Especially having watched the speedrun of Daggerfall, considering that there's a whole bunch of fast travel and recall is absolutely necessary to go ahead and do the runs, to be able to just go ahead and cast it and recall to that specific point. Yeah, it very much solidified it as being fast travel to me. I wonder if you actually fast traveled with all your gear, it would account for your increased speed. It actually does. In order to do, I had to do a lot of changes and testing when my quest broke and everything. So it does absolutely take my speed into account. I know that because in my testing files, I had to use fast traveling to go ahead and test out certain things, see if certain objectives were going to work. Testing a lot of the changes that I was making to game files to make sure they were functional. So yeah, it does take into account the speed. So I can make it to most places in a very short amount of time in comparison to what you normally would. So if you ever do a fast travel with a high speed, Yep. It will take into account your running percentage. You know, if you're on foot. In the Elder Scrolls 6 ever releases, I'll definitely try to blind play it with no fast travel like this. Yeah, that's what I'm intending to do. When it comes out, I will add this to the list of blind play, no fast travel. I really enjoy no fast travel in games. When there is a fast travel option, I feel like it kind of nullifies the whole point of the programmers, where they develop this giant cascading world that you can traverse through. But nobody gets to see it because they're busy just, you know, lightning bolting their way through everything. So, when given the option, I always try to not fast travel. Biscuit Buzzer, hello, how you doing? Fast travel is good if they develop the game around it. Well, I think fast travel is fine. It's the same way that when games come out, and people develop certain strategies, I have no real issues with how anybody wants to play the game. That's the joy of it. You spent your money to go ahead and get a game, and you're playing it the exact way that you want to. Clearly designed to not be played without fast travel. Alright, not around it. And I'm doing mediocre, you know. I have the quest. I'm probably not going to turn off my game, and it's gonna sit there in the background until we actually complete this quest, so it doesn't goof it again. Especially for some quest lines. Yeah, and if something is, as I've said before, if fast travel is a requirement for a particular thing, such as I have to fast travel to this location, or I need to go ahead and take this thing that will fast travel me somewhere else. Obviously, if it's a requirement, I'm going to do it. But I think most games can be completed without fast travel, because when I played Oblivion, I believe I didn't understand that there was fast travel in that game. So I literally ran everywhere without knowing fast travel was an option. I think for the majority of it anyway. I don't think the whole game I did, but... Yeah, I just really enjoy playing. It's like, not Sekiro. What was that one? Ghost of Tsushima. I do not do very much fast travel. I just horseback a lot of places where I need to go. Or run to one place or another. I really enjoy the design of the game enough to not skip the aesthetics of it, just for the convenience of gameplay. You need to go beat Ghost? Don't worry, I'm in the same boat. I definitely haven't finished it. It was on a list of things, and... you know, it was a point in my life where a bunch of other stuff was coming up at the same time, and I got really close to beating Ghosts, and then didn't get the opportunity. I believe I am just before that final, like, area opens up, so I still probably have a lot to do. And I only use fast travel to unlock more junk. I think, once you've kind of gotten used to no fast travel, because... you know, whatever game you're going to jump into is going to take a long time. Regardless of what kind of game it is, if there is a fast travel function and you don't use it, you realize all the games you're going to play are going to take forever. But you also know that while you're playing the game, you can just enjoy it without having to worry about speed, or without having to worry about... You unlocked all the foxes? Nice. Then you stopped? It's all cool. I always feel that if you paid the money for the game and you're enjoying it, what does it matter? That's why, even though I may not always agree with the way speedrunners play the game, I still think it's a really cool way to play it. Watching them go ahead and take advantage of the glitches and the way things are programmed and designed. The only issue I see with games like that is once you start speed running, I feel that it's really hard to go back to playing games normally because you look at every game from a speed running perspective. You look at everything from like a technical perspective rather than looking at it as just, artistic or enjoying the game for the sake of enjoying the game. If a game has a fast travel option and you cannot use it, as long as there's stuff between, especially points and tasks, especially stuff you couldn't find if you fast traveled. Yeah, I've always enjoyed that kind of experience. It's no fast travel is pretty regular for me. It doesn't take away from the experience. I mean, long bouts like this, Daggerfall is by far the longest game I have ever done without fast travel. And not in terms of time, but just straight in terms of distance. From one point to the next, it's so difficult to get places and do things. But yeah, overall, I don't have an issue with it. I actually rather enjoy just kind of playing through the experience. There's a mod for Daggerfall that adds more hills and stuff, and another one that actually removes fast travel and makes you watch a character go travel that fast. But it speeds up, obviously. Huh, that's funny. That would actually be pretty fun. The one thing, I think there is only one mod that if I was to ever do this again in a long form stream where it's one continuous play the game until it's completed, the only real change that I would make is I would add the random encounters mod. The one that just obviously introduces random encounters and such. I think that's the only adjustment that I would make to this experience. Is just make it so that way running from one point to the next isn't a monotonous, droning thing where you're literally just running from one thing to the next. Random encounters is super fun. Yeah, it seems like it. Seems like it would be an enjoyable experience. I mean, I really enjoyed random encounters in my Fallout games, so I assume I would really enjoy them in an Elder Scrolls thing. I mean, hell, everybody loves their favorite encounter running into the superfan, right? Without a true compass, it would be a nightmare for you. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be too bad. I think I could kind of guess my direction. And I would just, I would go ahead and constantly check my map to see where I'm heading. So, the true compass does make it easier, but it wouldn't be impossible to know which direction I'm heading to. I would assume my character is carrying a compass on them anyway, and that's how they're knowing where they're going. They probably, as a seasoned adventurer, didn't just set off into the middle of nowhere. Nothing's impossible. It'll just be a pain. I mean, this whole challenge is a pain. Let's be frank. Minutes removed it after another cause every 30 seconds. So when honestly removing the compass for the UI and adding a weapon that's a compass would be really cool. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting where you have to like constantly switch it. I also feel like it would be kind of problematic having to constantly switch between those two options. Or you could make it a left-hand, right-hand option where it would fit into the slot that like kite shields and stuff would. What would be, if you really want to talk about immersion stuff, removing the compass obviously would be a good immersion tool, but removing the stamina and removing your HP bar and your magic would also be interesting. You basically make it that when your character starts like huffing, or yeah, pushing a button to pull it out, that would be useful too. But like, make it so that way when your character is low on stamina, they start huffing and you can feel them like really struggling to move. Or when your character is like really hurting, you can feel them limping. Or you can see that like there's indications that your character is really feeling the damage. Or when your magic is running low, like the glow on your hands based on the spell that you're casting would be much less until eventually your spell is just, you don't have any more magic. I think adding more immersion where you didn't have a UI at all, I think there's some real opportunity there for improvements. For anybody out there who does modifications and stuff. They're Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. Hold on. So for Call of Cthulhu, are you talking about like the tabletop, or are you talking like the recent like Call of Cthulhu that is terrible? It has reason-based damage, which you can check. It'd be super nice. Don't get me wrong, if you like it, I mean, that's all you, but the Call of Cthulhu, the recent one that came out, I am not a big fan of it. No, that one came out, oh, in 2006? Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've played it. You're thinking of the 2018 one? Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. It's a good survival game, really spooky, lots of sneaking and planning. I really enjoyed, like, if we're talking about sneaky games that require a lot of planning, I really enjoyed 7 Days to Die, and it's unfortunate that it doesn't have any, like, real support. on like because I mean I could play it on PC, but you know, I am consistently more of a console player than a PC player. Despite the fact there are certain things that I play on PC, I do consider myself a console player. But yeah, 7 Days to Die on console has been just completely left out of the loop. I think when I was playing Ark, there was one of our guys, he was explaining it, that the company who owns 7 Days to Die, I think there was a contract with it where they owned the rights to it, but then the company ended up just completely disappearing, and it was owned by somebody else, but the rights themselves to do the modifications was owned by somebody completely. So they had to wait for the actual the contract to expire in order for them to be able to bring over the updates that they have from PC over to console version of 7 Days to Die. So the company can't do anything until this contract expires, at which point they can finally port over all the many years of content from PC and bring it over into console. Even then, I still feel like it's not going to be enough to save 7 Days to Die as a game. By far, one of my favorite survival games. I'd have to say Ark is what I would consider the best survival game on the market at the moment. But console games that get constant updates are a massive financial pain in the ass unless you're Minecraft. Well, it wasn't so much that. I mean, I understand that it's a big financial investment, especially for console, because, I mean, Xbox isn't so bad. When you have Xbox, PC and Xbox, their coding is relatively similar, maybe a couple changes here and there, specific to the actual platform it's being done on. But when you're talking about PlayStation as a whole, PlayStation requires a completely new code to run whatever games you're going to run on it. So when you create a game, you're creating for PC and Xbox, and then you're creating a game for PlayStation. So the coding is just completely different. I've heard from many people who've put up on the store that they say coding for PlayStation is kind of a nightmare, and that's why they don't do it. So you see a lot of games that come out late because they don't want to deal with coding for PlayStation. Unless you specifically design as an exclusive. You know, and plus if you're on PlayStation and everything, Sony gets their percentage cut, so having to push out to them. I don't know about the code base for the PS5, but I know the PS4 code was actually pretty easy compared to PS2. And PS3, which is hell. Yeah, I know, but if you're talking about also exclusivity deals or cash money, I hate them. I really hate these exclusivity deals. I understand why they're doing it, but still. Like, at the end of the day, I just want to play the fucking game. I don't want to worry about having to go out and get a whole new system or overhaul everything I own just to be able to go out and do something. I mean, hell, it's hard enough. It's hard enough as is getting your hands on some of these next-gen consoles, let alone being like, well, shit, I have to go get this one if I want to play this one, and if I want to play these, I gotta go with that one. So, yep, makes it quite difficult. Exclusives work when there's an actual competition. When you have fake competition, then exclusives are garbage. But like, take The Last of Us, on which performed technical wizardry to do what it did. I think that you have spent 25 minutes doing cosmetics.
So, nothing. Oh, my gate's open. So you don't have to finish the game for the gate's open.
That's the first gate.
Right.
Actually pushing the console to its limits versus Skyrim, which will just kill your console if you play long enough. I think the first Last of Us is what I consider it a masterpiece. I remember playing it. I will never play it again. And it has nothing to do with the game itself. It's that there are some games in life that I feel the experience of playing that game is just so good that I don't want to come back at it with fresh eyes and ruin the experience for myself by looking at it from a different perspective, or seeing its flaws, or seeing all of its problems. In the competition game consoles, they're forced to constantly try and make coolest new things for their shiny game boxes as long as they both deliver. Everyone wins, but sadly modern gaming leads towards Skinner boxes, stealing infinite time and money from you. I mean, that happens. It's gonna happen regardless. It's just the new model for gaming. Right now, we are stuck in a loop where people are trying to fleece you of all of your money. And it comes down to, I think, the production and publishing companies. I think the game developers, not every game developer wants to go ahead and... Not every game developer wants to reach into your pocket and pull out all of your money. I mean, a lot of them do because it takes a lot of money to go ahead and create a game. But you have a lot of publishers and production companies and stuff that really all they want is all of your money.
Wow. What? I just activated my spit.
Because you killed all the babies. The ballooning cost of game development is really heartbreaking. Yeah, which is very unfortunate, because I don't know if that's because the publishers and stuff are forcing everybody to give up an arm and a leg, or whether the actual cost is there. Because if I'm not mistaken, I had this conversation with somebody that they said the hardest part about producing their game was really just keeping the cost down, and it wasn't because the development software or anything else was that difficult, or that they had to go ahead and pay people more money. That wasn't really the hard cost. The cost came in the fact that everybody was taking so much of a percentage, they had to consistently raise the price to ensure that they were getting any money back and could still meet operating costs. So it came down to the fact that you've got your publishers, you've got your advertising, you have everybody taking a cut of these pies, and there's not even enough for the company developing it to go ahead and meet overhead and operating costs. That's why your indie developers, when they create a hit title that goes somewhere, they make so much money off of it because they're creating it themselves, or a small team that doesn't have to worry about it, and they're raking in buku dollars because nobody's taking a slice of their pie, or somebody's taking a small slice of their pie in comparison to like the over 50+ % that is going to be taken by the various hands all reaching for a piece that had nothing to do with actually making the game. It's an unfortunate case of Mother Hen and the bread. You know, Mother Hen says, hey, I'm going to go ahead and make some bread. Does anybody want to help? No, nobody wants to help pick the seeds. Nobody wants to help crush it down. Nobody wants to help make the dough. But everybody wants to go ahead and take a piece of the bread when it's already baked and everything. So, unfortunately, that's kind of the experience that the gaming industry has at the moment. Everybody's taking a piece of the pie because the game company doesn't have the resources, the contacts, the expertise or the ability to go ahead and put everything out themselves, so they're forced to rely on somebody else to do so. Being part of Extra Life got me in contact with a lot of people who were heavily involved with the gaming industry. So I have personal experience with people in the gaming industry who have these kind of issues and have made their grievances. So I've heard it. I've heard it from people who are actually part of all this and experiencing the problems that you don't normally hear. Plus, I love indie games, so I am more than happy to play indie games if ever anybody has one that they wanna. You're gonna dip? Have a good day? Alright, you have a great day yourself. It's a pleasure to have you here. Hopefully we'll see you again sometime soon. Have yourself a great day, sir. Alright, F9. Let's go ahead and... Oh my goodness, I just realized something. I didn't even have my fast stuff on this entire time. So I've been going like a full 30% slower than I need to go. Ugh, God, that's why I hate going into a dungeon and forgetting to equip any of my stuff. I could have been going so much faster this whole time. There we go. Listen, you guys gotta remind me, if my sword isn't glowing, I am slowing. I mean, I should be able to remember myself, but sometimes I just get so caught up in talking to you guys, I completely forget to check my equipment. And it's a pretty significant difference. That's the worst part of it. Alright. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and dip myself here. And we're going to go ahead and put this as Under King Save 2. Just to make sure this doesn't goof itself. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hop out myself. I hope you guys are going to have a great day. For any few people who are new to the channel, make sure to like, sub, share, you know, follow, all of that nonsense. Helps the channel grow. For you returning people, thanks for taking the time to go ahead and check out the channel. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off for the night. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, tomorrow is Thursday, so it's going to be a late stream. I'll probably go ahead and stream for a little bit longer tomorrow, just because I want to make sure to get this quest done. And I will be leaving my thing up, so that way I don't have a chance to screw up my quest by accidentally, like, not loading or something else like that. Alright,